And now it says going live. And now it says you're live. So all of that was not live. So it looks like I just went live. All right, so let me go back to my channel. And let's see if I can't find my stream. Testing again, set reminder, 2 waiting. So all of that was not live. Okay. Well, looks like I just went live. So I am live now because I hear myself. There is a slight delay. Let me turn that down. And because I just went live, I am going to do a quick flight. I flew this plane in from about 10 miles from a little strip about 10 miles away just for testing, and now I'm gonna fly it back somewhere else. Let's see, and just it's gonna be a really quick flight. I am not gonna follow any real procedures, so I'll be prone to forget a lot of stuff or miss a lot of stuff. Okay, now something says that, let's see, I saw that 2 people are watching, and I think only 1 person is watching, and that's me. One thing that I've been trying to figure out is how to get the chat to allow me to monitor my chat while I stream live. And other than using 2 computers, one for the stream and then joining my own chat and monitoring it, I don't see any other way to do it. Okay, so anyway, a little quick flight. Let's see where can we go. Why don't we, let's see, we're here and we got 2 airstrips within 20 miles or so. We got CO, Kilo Oscar Charlie Whiskey, and we got Kilo India Sierra Oscar. Oscar Charlie Whiskey, this one here looks like a larger airfield, and it actually looked closer, so let's just do a quick flight there. So on my compass rules, look like it's going to be a heading of about 115, I'm sorry, 124, 122 maybe. And that's not compensating for any winds, but so I'm gonna put my heading bug on what I think should take me there, and as long as I don't have the winds to deal with, I should get, hopefully we'll get there close enough to get the airport in sight so I can land. Okay. And let's see if I can't find, and I'm not gonna get an ATIS. I know I really should, but I don't want to take the time to. So I want to look at the windsock, and the winds are coming in this way. So I want to go to the opposite end of the runway to take off. So release my brakes, and we are going to taxi this way. I don't even know what runway numbers I've got. So, but like I said, this flight here is not meant to be a real flight. It's one of those fun flights. Just, hey, grab an aircraft, jump up in the air, and take off. In the real world, that would be a way to to hurt yourself, to have a bad day, as my flight instructor used to say. Man, I can't see down there, so let me see what I got. Okay, so I could go down there and capture the begin. In fact, based on the windsock, then I actually should take this runway here and take off on that runway, since I got a cross runway, and that would put me more into the wind. So I'm taxiing at roughly 30 knots already, which is much too fast. But like I said, this is not a real world flight. And my chat says that 2 people are watching. I know I'm one of those people. So if there's another person watching, just type hello, and I know that I certainly am live, and at least one other person can see what I'm doing. That's a request, not a command. My command powers have been rejected today. Okay, so anyway, all right. So let's take off. Got plenty of runways. Oh, come on. I tell you, taxiing and X-plane, ground operations in X-plane is tough, and that's pretty much true for every. I see real world pilots taxi all over the runway, because the rudders act a lot differently on the ground than they do in real life. And I guess I don't know what programming parameters needs to be fixed in order to get taxiing on the ground and X-plane to become more realistic. Okay, so my AP is engaged, and I should be headed towards Oscar Charlie Whiskey, and I see it coming up on the GPS. And let me leave that one engaged just so that you can see it, and I should roll out towards it. Once I do, then I kill the GPS. Okay, so you see I'm rolling out at about 100 and on a heading of about 120 degrees. Okay, so this is the aircraft. This is the Pilatus PC-12. It's the second fastest single prop general aviation aircraft that's available to civilians. I am going to level off at 35. It's a really powerful aircraft, and let's check my chat. Let's see, so I'm not quite at 35 yet. My yoke has an electronic trim on it that I tend to use, and whenever I use the electronic trim, then invariably it disengages my autopilot. Okay, so with that said, I should be able to start looking for my airport somewhere out there. And holding 35 is tough, as you can see. All right. So what I'm hoping to find is something akin to a tower. And okay, I see it right off my left column, and it's right up in here. So I need to find out my runway. So based on, let's say I can't see the windsock from here. There's just no way I'm going to be able to see it. But just based on my entry, I'm gonna do a left downwind and land on the runway. Where I'm gonna land from the opposite direction that I'm flying. Let's see. So let's power back here because we are hauling ass. And let's pull down so we can see what we're doing. I don't have other inputs like filling and X-plane, and therefore the thing about the sim is you literally have to use the instruments to figure stuff out. Whereas in the real world, if I was flying this aircraft, I could probably figure stuff out without having to look at my instruments, especially after I racked up some hours in the aircraft. Unknown. Oh no, this is Kilo Charlie Oscar Whiskey Pilatus 9875 is on left downwind for a 4-stop landing. Kilo Charlie Oscar Whiskey. And I'm still way over speeding here at 200 knots. So let's raise our nose, bleed off this speed. At 178, we can drop our landing gear. That'll create some drag. And we in flaps, so drop 10 degrees of flaps. Kilo Charlie Oscar Whiskey Pilatus 9875 November is turning left base for the runway. Kilo Charlie Oscar Whiskey. Okay, so left base. Okay, and I believe I can turn final. Kilo Charlie Oscar Whiskey Pilatus 9875 is on final. No, I looked at the wrong thing. So I'm not on final. But I am Kilo Charlie Oscar Whiskey is turning short final for runway for the runway, and I am way too high. So let's nose dive, and I can hear my iPad right now hollering, "Pull up, pull up." Looks like I'm landing against the wind, so I got lucky. Okay, transition the eyes to the end of the runway, round out. And I know you can't see what it says right here. It says I'm fired. Apparently that was a terrible landing. That's another thing. And explain a bunch of landings that I had judged to be okay, even though I got a bounce. I was like, well, that wasn't a real hard touchdown, but apparently that was a terrible landing. Let's do a quick replay of it, and maybe we can see how terrible that landing was. All right, play. And so let's see what we got here. And as I round out a little bit more, and we're floating. And okay, so based on what I saw, it looked like I was probably 15 feet above the runway, and I ran out of lift, and the aircraft just dropped. So you can imagine having an aircraft, let's say, if you live in a single-story house, that's like having something right above your house, and then, well, having the city bus, right above your house, and then it just dropped onto the street. Of course, the forward momentum helps, but that's the principle of this landing, which got me fired. Anyway, that's that. And like I said, this is pause. Pause. The purpose of this video is to try to figure out this live streaming biz on YouTube, and I got it to work. I just have to work on getting it to work a second time. But after trying to make about 4 or 5 videos on a live stream and never being able to get it to work, hopefully I can go forward now with doing a couple of YouTube live streams from time to time. But because I was having so much trouble getting YouTube to do live streams, then I did get Twitch. I did set up an account with Twitch, and I have done a couple of live streams there and have since uploaded those videos to YouTube. I see that YouTube, there's a lot more that I have to do to actually start the live stream using the software that I am using. So anyway, looks like I had 4 of you guys who had joined, and but I'm back down to 3. One of them is me, so that's 2. So with that said, I do appreciate you guys checking in, and that's it for this flight. One final thing is, when I was taking the flight lessons, my instructor used to emphasize that a flight was not complete until I started walking away from the aircraft. So let me go ahead and shut it down. Landing lights off, fuel pumps on auto, strobes off. And I didn't do, normally I would do things more by the book. Okay, and condition level off, so that should kill my engine. And power off, And for all intents and purposes, this flight is done. Okay, guys, thanks for stopping by, and I hope to do more streams at a later time.